Welcome back to Financial Strategies with Andrew Adjemi in Connecticut and Daniel Adjemi in Colorado.
So when we're talking about business owners, we really get two types of owners. There's one who realize they haven't saved enough for retirement. They don't have a lot of retirement assets. They have a very valuable business that's pushing off a bunch of cash flow. And they have money that's taxable that they don't know what to do with. And then we have the others that have a business that is ready to transition on to either their staff or someone wants to buy it. They have a bunch of money coming in, a lump sum money that they don't know what to do with. And when you set these plans up properly, or you get a little creative and look at ways you can set plans up, you can either defer these taxes or you can defer the income you're earning right now if you're earning a ton of money and you're not sure what to do with it, so that you can build yourself an income stream in the future, your own pension or things like that. I'm Daniel Adjemi.
And I'm Andrew Adjemi. You're listening to Financial Strategies with Andrew Daniel Adjemi. Today's topic is business owners. Now what? We're talking about what happens when business owners are wanting to transition out, exit their companies, or retire, or go on to other things. And as Daniel's talking about, there can be there's a variety of options that people have to be able to save money on taxes, be able to even get tax-free money and defer taxes off into the future. Those are some great things, Daniel, that you're talking about there in regard to what people have. And there's different things where you have partners that want maybe one partner wants to stay in the business and one partner wants to get out of the business, and that creates a perfect opportunity and a perfect person to buy the business. Is that one that wants to stay in the business, he has a market. The one that wants to get out has a market to be able to buy that. Or sometimes it's the employees that are able to buy that business through an ESOP program. But there are these different things that need to be able to be looked at and for people to be able to take advantage of.
Yeah, so when an employer is having one of these wonderful problems where they decided it's time to move on, and so somebody wants to buy the business, they already have that. Someone wants to buy their business and they're going to get this big lump sum. What do you do with the big lump sum? Are there ways that people can defer this? Are there ways that people can create income streams? When we started this show today, you were talking about how, you know, these entrepreneurs have built a business and it's worth something now, but they need to transition. Where's the income going to come from? If I stop working and I no longer have my most precious, my most valuable asset, the thing I've put my time into to build, how do people get income from that? How do people have a paycheck coming in so that they can support the lifestyle that they want to have while not getting taxed to death at the same time?
Well, that's a fantastic question there. And one of the ways that we find most beneficial for people is to be able to use some kind of deferred deferred benefit plan, a plan that would allow them to be able to sell the business to their employees, to their partner over a period of time, and both they get the business gets to be able to write that off as a benefit. They get the money put into an account for them as the exiting owner, and then the owner that is taking over the business gets money put into a plan for them, and it's all done on a tax deferred basis, so that they end up with the money in their accounts and can take it out as they need to, and ideally transition that into income generating investments so that they can have that income that they need to be able to last the rest of their life. It's a beautiful system that's available for those people that are interested and have the inclination to have optionality.
Yeah, so a lot of people are typically thinking, well, I already know about a SEP IRA and I already know about a 401k. So those are kind of boring. And my CPA has already helped me do that. I can put, if you're maybe 16.5 or something into a simple, or $26,000 into a an IRA or a 401k. So what if people want to, what if somebody's really serious about retirement and they want to put serious money away? What are some ideas? What are some strategies? We talk about thinking outside the box and being creative. What are some stuff that people can do that they may not know about? How do you build a pension for your company? Why would you want to build a pension for your company?
Well, there's lots of reasons to build it for your company. One of them is to be able to attain and retain employees. Kind of do you can set employees up with options that will benefit them over the long haul. That you want to reward employees or that kind of thing. But the more what another reason is to be able to save taxes on money, be at this point in time, defer it out. But one of the biggest reasons is for the owner to be able to receive benefits from that. And there have been owners that on a scale of like 1 to 10, one where the owner is more concerned about himself than his employees, 10 where the owner is more concerned about his employees than himself, and there's a sliding scale that there's owners across the board. Some care more about their employees than they do themselves. Some care more about themselves than their employees. And you can slide this scale on these kinds of plans to be able to have it benefit the ones that you want to benefit the most. And as far as how much, well, depending upon the kind of plan that's designed, people can put as much as over they can put over $350,000 away per year into something that will benefit them in the future, that they can get information, that they can get income from on that standpoint. And so and when you're selling a business and you have a lot of years in front of you, you can really transition a lot of that value over in that fashion. It's really a unique way. So there's more things than this, in more reasons, but these are some of the bigger reasons why to set these things up. And if you just joined us, we are listening to Financial Strategies with Andrew and Daniel Adjemi, and today's topic is business owners. Now what? So we have, we're talking about how business owners can take that their best investment that they have and highest investment, be able to transition that into something that's going to be able to provide an income for them for the rest of their life, and be able to do it in a tax advantaged fashion. We have a piece to go along with today's show called the 10 estate planning mistakes that people make. And we'd love to be able to put that in your hand by calling 800-725-7616. 800-725-7616. You can have that by calling that at this point. 10 estate planning mistakes. Well, Daniel, what are some of the things that you're seeing, and you have a different vantage point than I do, and we're helping these people with these business owners transition, and I just gave some of the ideas that I have in regard to some of my perspective in regard to that. What are yours?
So you had mentioned earlier today in the show that if you're a cookie cutter type person, which typically business owners are not, then this isn't for you. And that's exactly right, because this stuff could get a little bit tricky and complicated, but average is average because it's average, right? Everyone can't be above average. Now, typically entrepreneurs are above average, so they deserve above average plans. And when we're talking about these things, this could be for 100-participant company you could build this for. And the reason you could build one of these pensions or one of these 401ks is because you want to put what's called golden handcuffs on your key employees, right? You either want to give them the option where they can buy you out through this plan, that they have a pension, right? So we're not used to pensions, so I'm just going to define that really quick.
Great.
A 401k is a defined contribution, right?
Mhm.
And what that means is you know how much money you can put into the account, and you know how much the company is going to match.
Right.
So you can it puts all the risk on the employee. If markets don't do well, then they don't have a retirement, right?
Right.
Defined contribution says the employer says I'm going to put this much money into a plan. But how does that number be calculated? That number is calculated based upon a payout at a certain time. So in order to get this employee on this date, this much a year, we have to put this much in. Now, if markets don't do what we think they're going to do, then that contribution the employer is making is a larger contribution than just the defined contribution. So your benefit is defined. I'm going to make this much a year once I retire, right?
Right. Exactly.
And so you can mix these, you can mix and match. You could do some defined contribution, some defined benefit. You can mix them together for the goals. As you mentioned earlier, some people want to give a lot to their employees. Some people want to make sure that they're set. Some people want to do a mix. And so you can mix and match these. And that's why it's not a cookie cutter. We can tell you exactly what that is because that depends on your situation. Right. And that could be, like I said, 100-person company that they want to do a lot for, or that could be a 1 or 2-person company.
Yeah.
And it sets up, it can set up very nicely for younger people to buy a business from the founder, or the founder can turn income that they don't want to pay right now, right, into a future income stream.
Exactly. Really cool. It's really cool what can be done. And I hate that, man, this is going pretty well, and it's time for us to take a break, but I want to let you know that you're listening to Financial Strategies with Andrew and Daniel Adjemi, because people don't know what people don't know. A lot of times business owners are putting so much of their time and effort into their company that they don't know what they don't know about what to do with their money when they sell it or when they make it. But today's topic is business owners. Now what? Well, we have for you in our listening audience 2 things today. One thing is the estate planning, 10 estate planning mistakes that people make. And we have that for you if you call 800-725-7616. And then we also have the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, and easy read book that's very time-tested techniques and strategies to use in building wealth, whether you are a business owner or not a business owner. So we are gearing today's toward business owners, but this is for whether either side of the coin, so to speak. So you can have the next 5 callers at 800-725-7616 can get this book. 800-725-7616. Call now.
I'm David Scranton, founder of the Retirement Income Store. If you're in or near retirement, are you certain you have the right retirement plan in place? Do you want to help ensure your nest egg will last you all throughout retirement? Take our retirement review quiz and find out in 5 minutes or less if you're doing everything you can to achieve a more successful retirement.
Visit us online at adjemi.com. That's AGEMY.com.